The San Antonio Spurs have been singled out as one of the most successful franchises in the history of the National Basketball Association, NBA. They have won 5 NBA titles and have made consistent appearances in the playoffs, but their reputation for intelligence and strategic excellence stretches far beyond those accomplishments. The success of the Spurs can be traced back to them having a culture that is characterized by intelligent management, inventive coaching, and an unyielding devotion to playing basketball as a team. Why are the San Antonio Spurs considered to be the most intelligent team in the National Basketball Association? A reputation for outstanding performance. Gregg Popovich's appointment as head coach of the San Antonio Spurs in 1996 is considered to be the moment that laid the groundwork for the Spurs' intelligence as a club. Throughout the Spurs' history, Popovich, who is affectionately known as Pop, has been the driving force behind their success. It is impossible to overstate his capacity for innovation, adaptability, and talent management. It is under his direction that the Spurs have built a system that places an emphasis on the movement of the ball, playing without self-interest and playing strong defense. The foundation of Popovich's coaching philosophy is the idea that an individual should be accountable and trustworthy. Additionally, he cultivates an atmosphere in which players are inspired to engage in critical thinking and to make intelligent choices while they are on the court. The Spurs have been able to establish a culture in which basketball intelligence is highly appreciated and consistently developed with the assistance of this technique. The impact that player development can have. An amazing player development program is one of the characteristics that distinguishes the Spurs as a highly intelligent team. The group has a flair for spotting talent that has the potential to be overlooked by others and then cultivating that skill to the point where it can realize its full potential. An excellent illustration of this is the development of players such as Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker, who were both selected late in the draft yet went on to become essential components of the championship teams that the Spurs have championed. In addition to their participation in the NBA G League, the Spurs are dedicated to the development of their players. The Austin Spurs, which are the team's affiliate in the G League, are an essential component in the process of developing the skills of younger players. Because of this pipeline, the Spurs are certain to have a consistent supply of talented individuals who are well prepared and ready to make a contribution at the NBA level. Ingenious scouting and drafting techniques. It is a tribute to the Spurs' intelligence and forethought that their scouting and drafting techniques are as effective as they are. They have routinely found value in the draft, and they frequently choose players that are a good fit for their system and culture rather than those who have the greatest profiles that are available. This strategy has resulted in the acquisition of a number of underappreciated talents, such as Kawhi Leonard, who was selected 15th overall in the 2011 NBA draft and went on to become the most valuable player of the NBA Finals and the Defensive Player of the Year. In addition, San Antonio's foreign scouting has been a breakthrough in the industry. In recognition of the unrealized potential that exists in other countries, the Spurs were among the first NBA clubs to conduct extensive scouting and drafts of players from other countries. This tactic resulted in the acquisition of well-known players such as Ginobili from Argentina and Parker from France, both of whom were instrumental in the accomplishments of the squad. The management of strategic teams. The front office of the Spurs, which is directed by R.C. Buford, who has been the general manager for a long time, is well known for its strategic brilliance. With the help of Buford and his colleagues, the Spurs have mastered the art of salary cap management, which allows them to maintain their competitive edge while also preserving their financial flexibility. Because of the careful management that has been done, the Spurs have been able to construct and maintain winning lineups without putting their future at risk. An additional essential component of the Spurs' intelligence is Buford's capacity to recognize and acquire players that are compatible with the Spurs' ethos and method of play. The Spurs are able to constantly bring in players who complement their signature style of play and contribute to the success of the team. These players can be acquired through trades, free agency, or the draft. Focus on the role of teamwork. That the Spurs place such a strong emphasis on team play is a perfect example of their on-court intellect. The beautiful game style of basketball, which is marked by lightning-fast ball movement and selflessness, has been a defining characteristic of the Spurs basketball team. This strategy not only makes it more challenging to defend the squad, but it also helps the players develop a sense of togetherness and promotes a sense of collective responsibility among themselves. Making the extra pass and locating the open player are two of the most important components of Popovich's offensive methodology. This attitude has resulted in some of the most visually appealing and functional basketball in the history of the National Basketball Association, NBA. The Spurs of the 2013 to 2014 season in particular are frequently considered as one of the best instances of team basketball. This is because they culminated in a dominant performance in the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat. Coaching that is both adaptable and innovative. An essential factor in the Spurs' continued success has been Popovich's capacity to innovate and adapt to changing circumstances. His openness to welcome new ideas and incorporate them into his coaching is one of the things that has made him famous. As an illustration, the Spurs were among the first teams to include the three-point shot into their offensive plan. This is a tactic that has since become commonplace in the modern National Basketball Association, NBA. Another indication of Popovich's intellect is the fact that he is willing to modify his plans in accordance with the strengths and weaknesses of his squad. Whether it's putting more of an emphasis on defense, raising the tempo of the game, or changing offensive strategies, Popovich's ability to adapt ensures that the Spurs will continue to be successful in a league that is constantly changing. What is the significance of culture? It is the Spurs' robust organizational culture that is the driving force behind their intelligence. Working hard, being humble, and putting the needs of the team first are the pillars upon which this culture is constructed. The culture of the Spurs has been an important factor in the team's ability to recruit and keep players who are committed to the team's philosophy and are ready to forego personal recognition in order to advance the team's overall mission. In the way that they treat their players and staff, the Spurs demonstrate their dedication to the culture of the team. The organization places a high priority on the health and growth of all those who are involved, while simultaneously cultivating an atmosphere that is encouraging and welcoming to all. Both on and off the court, this strategy has generated a sense of devotion and dedication among the players. Impact on the National Basketball Association. The intelligence and success of the Spurs have had a significant impact on the National Basketball Association as a whole. A great number of clubs have attempted to model their strategy after that of the Spurs, who places a strong emphasis on team play and employs unique scouting and drafting tactics. It is possible to observe the Spurs' effect in the manner in which other organizations construct their rosters, manage their teams, and approach the game of basketball. It is also true that former executives and coaches of the Spurs have disseminated the ideology of the franchise around the league. Mike Budenholzer, a former assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs, is one example of an individual who has gone on to manage other teams that place a similar focus on intelligent and team-oriented basketball. This propagation of the Spurs' values has contributed to the formation of the contemporary National Basketball Association. Final thoughts. Their reputation as the most intelligent squad in the National Basketball Association, NBA, is well-deserved. Their success may be attributed to a comprehensive strategy that includes not only intellectual coaching, but also strategic management, smart scouting, and a robust organizational culture. The San Antonio Spurs have established a benchmark for quality that goes beyond the number of victories and championships they have won. They have demonstrated a dedication to intellect and honesty in every facet of their business operations. The Spurs' influence continues to serve as a beacon of hope for other teams that are working toward achieving success in the National Basketball Association, NBA. They have left behind a legacy that is a monument to the power of intelligent and thinking basketball, as well as the lasting impact of an organization that is led effectively. When it comes to professional sports, the San Antonio Spurs are more than just a basketball team. They are a model of intelligence and excellence in the competition. Share your views with us in the comments section below and subscribe to our channel for more.